are live. Welcome to a post-game edition here. Warriors, Lakers, Game 5 wrap-up here. Or what do you guys think here? Warriors come off the big victory. Tyler, it looked like I was getting nervous going into it. Would they be able to knock us out early? Your thoughts of the Warriors win here. They come back, stay alive here, force a Game 6.
I wasn't concerned about this game. Game 6 will be another storyline. We always bounce back. We're the Golden State Warriors. This whole threesome, the Draymond, the Clay, the Steph. We can add the foursome of Steve Kerr. We always bounce back. We're never a tough out. I expect this to be a tough out in Game 6. If we do get eliminated, I don't expect it. I still think we'll win this series in 7. Excuse me.
That'd be impressive.
We got the best. We have the best force. Like after LeBron and AD, this team is literally trash. If you could just not let them go on, it's not a great team. I expect the Warriors to win this in 7.
JC Poole gives them a little bit more off the bench, Moody a little bit, but it really wasn't the story of the bench. It was the starters today. Your thoughts on the game there?
Andrew Wiggins was huge tonight. Absolutely huge. 25 points. He played like the Andrew Wiggins in the finals. I was just like, man, defensively, just engaged everywhere on the floor. Steph Curry really didn't exert too much energy, I thought, which is a bonus going towards the next game. Just some of the role players, Jordan Poole gave us a little bit, which was needed. DiVincenzo, I noticed his role play diminished a little bit, but Kevon Looney, he seemed a little bit healthier tonight, and that was big time. I thought, just blocking a couple shots, rebounding, giving extra possessions. Clay, I don't know what's going on with Clay. That's the only one facet. I'm hoping for Game 6 Clay because he's been 3 for 13, 3 for 11 tonight. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said 3 for 12 again tonight, to your point.
Yeah. So I think he's the one guy that's missing from that link. But GP2's really stepped up in that role as the starter. That's one highlight I think that the Warriors have been missing is just the production because JaMychal Green is just I think it was a fluke.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. And it was just, he really was just 3 for 6, really from 3. It really wasn't much more than that. Tyler, obviously you haven't joined us at a few post games here, but I know we talked about it a little bit on Sunday. Was Draymond's a huge factor in this last game. He was not very good at all, and then today he bounces back, and he was. I thought he really just was a key factor in the whole game. I thought he forced the tempo on offense. He was really aggressive on defense. Yeah, he picked up a few fouls there, but he wasn't in foul trouble as early. He got the 2 fouls early, I guess I should say that, but he was able to avoid that third one until later in the game, which helped him. But I thought offensively he was able to really force the pace, which, man, the Warriors, 20 points from him. My goodness.
Oh, Draymond, yeah, you're right. He did have a couple early fouls, but he was spectacular. He played 20 minutes, or he scored 20 points in 30 minutes. He played defense. He did his thing. He was absolutely unbelievable. This is the Draymond we need to show up. Clay, on the other hand, was not the Clay we need in Game 6 in LA. We need Clay to come out, hit a couple more threes, be a more aggressive. And even Steph. Steph was good enough to win this game. He was good enough.
Yeah.
But this wasn't the spectacular Steph we saw in Game 4 that we'll need in Game 6. Which we know he'll show up. He's going to give his all. I don't think we needed full Steph. I feel like the Lakers didn't put their full out in this game. I feel like there's a little bit of hesitation from the Lakers even to put out the whole 44-minute game from LeBron or the 44-minute from AD. It's going to be a fun Game 6. I believe in these Warriors more than any team in the Bay Area I've ever had a rooting interest in. So it's going to be fun.
And as we go back, Clay, let's stick with Clay just for a second before we move to the Lakers side of it. I just feel like and we talked about it, Case, last time in Game 2. Other than that, it really hasn't been that great. Yeah, he went 2 for 6 from 3. I guess that was – at least it wasn't 2 for 9, I guess, right? But, he just still feels really out of rhythm.
Yeah, no, Clay looks just off. Even his demeanor, defensively, I mean, he's trying. I mean, he's getting there, but I think Draymond was like, like we all boys here on the podcast. It was just like, some days we have good podcasts, some days we have, mediocre, and we all work, our asses off like on day jobs. But it felt like Draymond, and I looked at like in the very beginning of the game, it was like, man, he was going 0 to 100. Like, I mean, he was max exerted. And I think Clay next game 6 Clay, Draymond kind of picked him up, I think, for this one. It was just like, hey, boy, I got you. But next game, you got to pick me up because I'm giving everything I got right now. And next game, you really got to step it up for us. Because Draymond Porter's, like, as soon as the game started, that was a different Draymond Green I've ever seen, probably since, like, maybe the finals game in Game 7 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, that was a different level.
Yeah, he was pretty focused tonight. I thought the Davis part was kind of interesting, Tyler. He was playing pretty good in this game at 10 for 18. And then he exits with that, like, kind of elbow, like, kind of innocuous elbow, you would say, from Looney in some ways. And then he looks on the sideline like he just got, like, totally knocked down. And apparently he had to get wheelchaired off into the locker room and stuff like that as well. That's what I heard. So, I mean, I'm sure he'll be available for the next game, but I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, he was not bad in the game, but then as soon as he exited, it just felt like that any chance they had, that was it.
It felt like a Darvin Ham saying, "Hey, let's take this Paul Pierce little we'll give you the wheelchair, we'll let you exit out, you'll get all the credit. You played well this game." And back to Clay though.
Nothing will be
you look at Clay's plus minus the last 3 or 4 games. They've been better than anybody's but Steph. As far as you look at, he hasn't played good. He took those terrible shots in the last game that was Game 4, and they were bad. They were terrible shots. And I'm a Clay lover. Clay's my favorite player. He deserves all the ridicule. He'll answer back. His defense has picked up a little bit. Steph will answer back. And as far as Anthony Davis goes, as long as Kevon Looney shows the energy he showed tonight, like I said,
he was the difference early on.
Kevon Looney was spectacular. He had that. He didn't look like he had piano on his back. He looked like he could move around a little bit.
Some
it
shots
was nice to see. It was very fun. He looked like the Kings, Kevon Looney. He didn't get the minutes he got against the Kings where he could put up the monstrous numbers. This Warriors team, I'm never betting this Warriors team. Against this Warriors team. I still
don't like
they'll win this
game though when they get up. No, Tyler, they blow leads.
No, and you have every right to feel that way. But are you going to bet it? You believe in like a Lonnie Walker 15-point fourth quarter? I don't believe you could feel that well in that. Like, no. You believe in someone else putting up those numbers? I don't believe in LeBron James at this point coming through with like a 15-point fourth quarter as much. Casey will say he's always a GOAT at some point.
Is fucking Dennis Schroeder. What the hell's up with him? What do I care?
As long as the refs don't give him the flop calls, I don't. I think the Warriors are going to win this series. I love the Warriors. I've seen it time and time again. They come back from the series.
So I was going to ask you guys. So, and I thought about this, and I watched this game. Does Moody get minutes taken away from Jordan Poole and DiVincenzo? Because he's been playing pretty lights out as a bench player.
He played pretty good today, too.
No, he played really well. I mean, like, I think DiVincenzo gives I'm kind of like stuttering here a little bit, but I don't think Jordan Poole should play the minutes he's getting right now. I think it's DiVincenzo and Moody.
Yeah. No, I think DiVincenzo, he ends up with no points, but he was really aggressive today on defensively. I thought Poole was much better, though, today. I thought actually Charles Barkley made the best point at halftime. I've heard him say in a while. It's like, it's not that Poole's just a terrible player. He compared him to J.R. Smith because it's more that he just takes such tough shots that it's really hard to consistently make all those. So when you do that, you're just going to be super streaky. and it's not going to help a guy like him, anyways.
It's just he's so bad on defense, though. I mean,
That's
he
the
is
problem.
Terrible. He has gone awful on defense.
I mean, you guys have listened to me for a half a year. I've told you about defense. It's impossible to watch.
I'm a bigger Poole defender than both of you, I think. So like,
he's so bad at defense, Darren. How can you defend him? You're a coach, and if you had
I'm not saying that, but I think
for
what he brings to the team, I'm just saying like
there's nothing he brings as a bad defender, in my opinion.
Well,
he's so bad.
As bad as he's at defense, he looks worse, obviously, when you're not doing anything on the offensive end. But I mean, that's a point for this team in particular, where he obviously has been a big point. He scored 20 points a game this year for a reason. I mean, he's not a bum for the team. That's my point. He's not like this. Like when you made when you made the tweet today, is he the worst player in the NBA? He might be the worst player.
Darren, haven't we talked about players who could score 20 points like on a bad team, like regularly throughout the season?
He's not on a bad team, though.
They were not a great team. They were a bad team in the regular season. You would admit. You had to admit they were a bad team during the regular season.
I definitely ended up with a 16.
And you said they were a bad team. Like they were not a great team.
Yeah, they were 31-31.
I just think Poole's got a little too much hate. That's all my point is there. I'm not saying he didn't deserve exactly what he was getting there. I'm just saying, like, for people to like totally throw him under the bus at the time. Yeah, that was the part I was kind of like, I was like, it is what it is. I understand it, but he at least showed up tonight, made a few plays overall. I think as we go to the next game here, let's just kind of transition to LA. That's all that matters here.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Is they got to be able to win on the road. All right, that's the thing. Like they were able to do it in Sacramento twice. They have to do it obviously one time here to win the series. We're not even going to think. I'm not even thinking about getting Game 7. The Lakers are all going to go out for Game 6. You know what you're getting from LeBron. You know what you're getting from. You think you know what you're going to get from AD in terms of consistency, right? Case from at least showing up there. I don't know what. I know we're all picking the Warriors in 7, but let's be honest, the Lakers are going to go all out in Game 6. What's your biggest concern, I guess, if you had to say something?
Well, I mean, this is Game 7, in my standpoint. If the Warriors can win this one, I think they're taking it back to San Francisco.
Yeah,
this is Game 7. If they win this one, I have no doubt that they're going to pull this off. The biggest guy that I have to worry about. And I hate saying this because every single time he just does it to random players is Austin Reeves.
He's been
Austin Reeves and Jordan Poole. It's going to come down to those two guys. And it sounds so stupid and so ridiculous that you would think these type of players would make an impact on this type of game. But Austin Reeves and Jordan Poole, they have flipped the switch. Austin Reeves gets really, really hot. And Jordan Poole, if he can just drop his usual 20 points, 18 points, hold Austin Reeves to like 10. I mean, Jordan Poole, I mean, like, you think about it, I mean, he's capable of dropping that casual 20. It's just
he changes the whole team if he gets it. I mean, that's obviously what it is. He changes everything for it. That's why he's always everybody's X factor.
And then the one thing I have to say is Andrew Wiggins, can he play like he did tonight? Can he play and replica his finals, what he did tonight? If he can drop close to 20-25 and play the defense he did tonight and be active, I think that's a big game changer.
Tyler, thoughts here, Game 6? Kind of going in. Anything else to add to that?
I mean, the key to this game is Klay Thompson. I think if he shows up, he puts. I mean, as much as his plus, like as Ryan pointed out, plus minus is a dumb stat. It is. When Klay shows up and he gives you buckets and he gives you that Klay flurry that me and you have talked about on the Fat Boy Fadeaway podcast every Sunday morning, Darren, they're tough to beat. And Steph's going to give you what you need. Draymond is pretty consistent in not scoring a lot of points. And when he gives you a 20 like he does tonight, I don't expect that every night. That's hard to ask for. But when he does, they're really tough to beat. I expect a normal Draymond game. When I'm hoping for a Wiggins game. But if Klay can give you that Game 6 Klay, it's going to be – I expect it. I
It's a
expect
game
the Warriors. It's huge. Clay is the guy. That's the guy who you need to step up. He's the man who has been there time and time when you win championships before. Who's the guy who, outside of Steph, you expect to score points? It's Clay. So that's the guy I want to step up. That's the guy who I've always depended on. That's the guy who I'm, as a Warriors fan, depend on being the guy outside of Steph, obviously.
Sure.
And that's the guy who I expect to step up in this big Game 6 in LA. His dad played in LA. This is who he said, I waited 12 years to play here. You didn't show up in Game 2 or 3 and 4.
No, he was awful in 4 slots, and he was.
And 3 wasn't good. This is the time, Clay. This is the game. Game 6 right now. Let's go.
3 for 12 tonight. He's due for a game. That's for sure. If anything, he's due for a. He missed 9 shots.
But somehow he puts up these Ryan says plus minus is a negative stat. Doesn't matter. But somehow he puts up these. He's still a plus.
He played. He played 37 minutes a day. He was plus 60. I thought Peyton obviously was really good today in the game as well. Got Terrell tuned in here. What's up, Terrell? Tyler, I know, has jumped on his show today with Nico. That was good stuff. There. Came on. That was always a good show. Casey, we're wrapping it up here. Appreciate you, Terrell, tuning in. Like you said, makes it always fun here. Like we said, we got a Game 6 now. Well, here we go. We got the fun. Casey, I was wondering when we were coming on here, but the beginning of the day, is this going to be the end of the Dynasty talk? Is this the end of the? Is this going to be our last post game? You know what I mean? In that regard, right? That's kind of where you start to go with it a little bit. They hold it off for another day. We live to fight for a Friday here. I feel like this is that road game thing we talked about on the podcast. I feel like on Sunday that we talked about all the big road wins in the Warriors playoff history. Like they've had, I think I had 13. I think Tyler mentioned another. They have 14 huge wins, in our opinion, playoff-wise, going all the way back to 2014. To me, this is one that we put up there if they win it on Game 6.
This is, I think, one of these games, and Adam Darwish, shout out to him. Me and Adam held down the fort while Tyler and Darren were doing miscellaneous things. I don't know what they had going on.
Hey, I never miss games. Can't get on me.
Me and him combined for, I want to say, 86 points. And
is this one where Kevin O'Malley gets thrown under the bus?
Yeah. Kevin Bacon in the corner, and then Kevin Bacon on the half court. But me and Adam held down the fort for 86. 102 points.
I was on drugs for about 4 years of my life. I apologize.
I played through them, but
he still showed up.
But 86 to the 102, and the cat Jesse made a corner 3, tied the game, half court winner. I think it's going to be this type of game where it's just one of those games that just comes down to one of those role players, maybe like a Lonnie Walker, Jordan Poole, that makes a game-winning shot that's going to epically change this series. And I think it's going Game 7, and the Warriors pull it off.
Tyler?
First off, F. Lonnie Walker and bailing LeBron James out of that Game 4 that I missed on this 10 of 25 LeBron James, and someone comes out and says he's the GOAT. It hurts my feelings. Well, it's Casey, I love you. But back to the series, I just think the Warriors are a better team. I fully expect the Warriors to come out and win Game 6. I expect someone to step up. I expect Steph to have a game like he did in Game 5 or 4, where he's an all-around player, and then someone hitting threes, whether it's Wiggins, whether it's Gary Payton Jr. coming in and guarding someone in the end of Game 4. The Warriors are a better team. It's just
I feel like they should be favored to win this time.
Who are they going to play? They're not playing Gary Payton.
Well, they didn't play him in the fourth quarter in Game 4. That's my point. So.
Exactly. I think Kerr realized. I hope he realizes that he made a mistake.
Yeah, he's got to play him in that regard.
I'm calling Moses Moody for the game winner. That's what I'm calling.
Is he in at the end of the game? I hope not.
I'm calling Moses Moody for a game winner.
And if he misses it, he gets ripped on for sure there.
Nah, he ain't gonna get ripped on because he took the shot. I love Moses Moody. He's changed my total perspective of him. Talk about like just flipping the script, man. He is turned into a true professional.
No, for sure. All right. Well, I think that's probably it for here. We got game 6 or tomorrow on Friday night. Casey, I'm sure we'll be there again with it. Tyler McGuirk, you've had a busy night tonight. You've had the realism podcast there, doing that all night. Casey, we're back to work here Thursday. We're here hopefully Friday. We're talking hopefully a Lakers Warriors with a Warriors victory headed to a game 7. That's the idea hopefully for then. Casey Briare, Tyler McGuirk. Till then, gentlemen, peace.
Hopefully we see you Sunday.
Yep. Peace.